I'm Kelsie Huff, and you're watching Improv Nerd with Jimmy Carrane.
Improv.
You start doing storytelling.
I do, yeah. So I kind of shift from improv and a sketch. So I did a 2-lady sketch show. We did some colleges, but I really had that neo-future. Like I really wanted to see if I could do a solo show.
So how do you make the transition from storytelling to stand-up? Because they're similar, they're cousins, but they're different.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I didn't think I needed to make a transition because I was a real idiot, right? So I was taking my 15-minute stories about my dad beating up the neighbors into these bars, and I'm like, they're gonna think I'm hilarious. Oh, they did not, right? So I crashed and burned. So I started taking, I actually took the class that I teach now. I took FemCom with Cameron Esposito to learn that art, to learn how do you make a story? How do you take this one emotion, this one point of view in 10 seconds, quickly, to go into that pace and that expectation of stand-up, and I loved it.
So what is the difference? How do you take a story that you use for a storytelling show and make it into a stand-up routine?
So what I like to do, right, is I find the core emotion, right? Because I feel stand-up is all about vulnerability and all about how I feel about the world, right? Same kind of deal as storytelling. So I start with that emotion. And then my process, I still write stories, even for stand-up. I'm still writing 15-minute stories. I go to longer open mics, or I do them in my home, and I find the punchline. I kill everything else. So I have that emotional core, and I keep the punches.
Give us an example of give us an example from something you do, and pinpointing that emotion and how you break it down.
So, for example, right, there's a show I do called Bruiser, right, and there's a whole story about how I go to Jesus camp. And me and my gay friend at the time, he didn't know he was gay, we do this extravagant dance number. And in the long storytelling element of it, the kids in the camp trash our costumes at the end. We don't win the competition, right? And they write fags and their hags go to hell all over. So there's this moment of feeling like an outsider, not fitting in. But by the end of the story, I do a revenge, and I get my power back, right? So feeling like an outsider, learning hate, and getting your power back. Those are the 3 beats, right?
What's the emotion into it?
The emotion, I feel like that's a great question. I just ruined my own philosophy. I feel like betrayal, right? I feel like betrayal. So in the stand-up version of it, all I do is feel betrayal, feel like an outsider in a 2-minute dance. That's it. That's all I do. So all I do is I pick an action, I pick an emotion, and I just hit it hard. And so I also feel like stand-up, as opposed to storytelling, is like a snapshot, like a picture, like film. Anything that doesn't fit into that snapshot has to go. Any exposition Jones, it has to happen right there in that moment.
Improv.
You say you love me.
Yes.
This is date number 1.
I know, but I knew right from your profile that you were the one for me.
Oh.
I don't, what is so funny?
No, I love your, how you say, forwardness and saucy hands.
Oh my God, you're kidding me. Because in my country, that means you accept my proposal. You just accepted my proposal in my country, Calabria. Yeah.
Will we go? Will we go?
Yes, we will go. Yes, I want you to meet my family. They're actually outside in the car.